Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Virgo. If Virgo is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. All right, let's see, what do these tea leaves have to say? And the card that I have pulled for this reading tonight is the Moon. Definitely one of my favorite cards, favorite archetypes, favorite energies. It is of a very kind of dreamy state. Things kind of are surreal. Maybe a little distorted, very emotional, overwhelming at times. This can be kind of the darker side of nature. Definitely like that shadow self coming out. Maybe tendencies towards impulsive behavior, compulsive behavior, addiction, this kind of thing. Now, these aren't all what we would call positive experiences necessarily, but when they become, when they come to the front and we become aware of them in our conscious mind, that is an opportunity to work on them. So, there's kind of that, good, take the good and the bad, together. So, let's take a look here. So we have, it looks like, and you're going to hear my cat. She's over here scratching and stuff. We have a person standing here and another person standing here. Okay, one has its arm raised and the other one seems to be kind of bending forward and emptying out some kind of cup. It looks like it's dripping. Okay, and so I almost get this sense of, and also, let me just say, I also see a winged kind of little creature right here. So I'm thinking of like, Cupid, Eros, and this kind of entanglement of love, the pouring out of the water, of the emotions, maybe having some kind of argument, that these big waves in the ocean, the water's very choppy, the tide is pulling in and out. It almost seems kind of violent. You can kind of think of it beneath the full moon. Tonight is actually the full moon as I'm reading this. And just kind of this real pull of extreme and intense emotion. Okay, and I don't know if other Virgos are like this, but for me, when somebody, I have to, this is part of my own experience in life. I'm very sensitive to how people speak to me, the behaviors of people. If I feel like they have overstepped or been too familiar, disrespected me in some way. But even if somebody just says something in a tone that seems aggressive or sarcastic, I can become very emotional about it. I immediately have to consider, will I even ever talk to this person again? I am kind of the goddess of cutting people out of my life. I do not put up with anything perceived by myself or otherwise. I just don't like it. I've been through so much in my life, as we all have, that I just do not have time for it. I don't like to feel weird. I don't like to feel uncomfortable. I don't like to feel like any kind of creepy vibes or anything like that. I pour those emotions right out immediately, gone. So I kind of feel like, you know, there's something going on. This could be somebody that maybe you have been dating, having some kind of flirtation with. Maybe you've had some kind of, you know, deep friendship with them, or it is a new friendship that is getting deeper, but something has happened that seems bizarre to you. I feel like, you know, you just, I don't know. It's like they really just said the wrong thing. They did the wrong thing. They didn't do what they said they were going to do. Whatever it was. I think that, I do believe, though, that there's even the sense of you choosing against your better judgment in the first place with this person. I think that you knew from the jump that something was misaligned, but there was a temptation there. And you were feeling strongly, you know, pulled towards them. And kind of, you know, it's almost like that falling in love in the, you know, in the cover of night, going out, having a exciting evening, meeting somebody, feeling so connected to them, and then in the light of day, it all seems insane, right? It just does not make sense. It's not, you know, there's the light, that bright light shining over all of the shadows of the situation. It's just not happening. Okay. But I think really this is something more involved. I think this is somebody who you care about. But it never felt right. Okay. And this could be a friendship. This could be a love affair. This could be somebody, you know, that you've been in a relationship for a while. I don't know. But, I think that there's this sense of you deciding, I am going to at least limit access to my emotional reserves. I'm not going to, you know, piddle away one more moment of emotionality with or for this person. And so there's that pouring out. All right, so let's see. Hopefully something a little happier. Like I said, I love this. I love the moon card so much. And when I picked it, I was like, yeah, I'm excited. So this one looks like Pan to me. Very much like a satyr. And that's kind of a, I'm sure you've seen it somewhere, but it like in art. It not in real life. It's a half like pert man or maybe a woman, and half goat or kind of fawn or, you know, hairy creature, and they have the hooves, you know, and they are kind of like wrapped into the Pan mythology. It's like playing the little flute, the Pan flute, and, you know, all of the merriment and wildness and chaos of being one of these like very indulgent forest creatures. Some of the artwork is, you know, a little alarming. Okay, there's a violence to it, but I'm not including that in this. What this is kind of, though, that instinctual, kind of chaotic, lustful, earthy energy of this time period, especially if you are in the northern hemisphere, and if you're watching this during the summer. Right now it is the beginning of July, so we're getting into these more dogged days. It's getting very hot. People do not make the best decisions in the heat. This is when, you know, a lot of things start happening. People are outside a lot more. People are kind of, you know, being festive a lot more. Crime goes up. and, you know, just something about the hotter weather that just people are, you know, out, not in best form always, right? Not everybody, of course, but so anyways, I do think that there is a bit of a wildness to your posture right now. You are kind of really activating that kind of rarely seen bestial side of yourself, right? There's almost kind of this like, you know, that kind of hidden dark thing in the woods, kind of a little bit scary, a little bit risky. I feel that, you know, you just have this kind of wholeness about you, this lust about you. I feel like you have probably intentionally been breaking your routine a little bit, which, listen, Virgo, if you don't know already, I'm a Virgo, so I understand that we operate under a routine usually. We have some kind of routine. It doesn't have to be super strict, but we like to know what we're doing. We like to make plans. We like to, you know, get our things done, kind of in patterns almost, I would say, but we like things just so, to some degree. So during this time, I think that you're kind of breaking that up a little bit. Maybe you've planned a vacation. Maybe you have a lot of like, you know, events. I know we have like all these things that we're doing during the week, on the weekends. It just feels a little bit like chaos. And maybe why I love the winter so much, because it's like a very prescribed routine. And the big chaos for us is like when we get a lot of snow and I have to go, you know, shovel a little bit more or whatever. But I feel like in this time you are really getting a little bit festive, doing some fun things, enjoying yourself, you know, maybe going out and, I don't know, you know, going to music, going to a festival, visiting with friends, maybe traveling, as we said, and just I see the satyr kind of feeding this other animal here. So I'm thinking that it's just kind of this. It really might be going out and being with animals. Going out into the garden, you know, sitting beneath the moon and doing yoga or something like this. Really just kind of enjoying the vibe, really getting out there, letting kind of the more eccentric things from your core spilling out, going off of instinct, you know, and in that intuitive nature that we Virgos really have. And, you know, I think just also minimizing access to yourself from other people, unless it's somebody, you know, that you really care for and want close to you. I think for the most part, all of the drama stuff is gone. You're not even thinking about it. All of the discomfort or just, you know, the tedium of trying to cater to other people's, you know, sensitivities. And I mean, of course, I think that you treat people well, but people who are nitpicky and, you know, unkind, have, you know, like constantly complaining about things. I feel like you're just not having it right now. It's not interesting. You don't want to hear about it. So it is time to just kind of do some good grounding stuff. Get in the earth. Do some of the projects that you've been thinking about doing that you haven't been able to get to. Really indulging those dreams. That dream life you're having. And, you know, I think it's very much like vivid dream visitation. for some reason I keep picturing like a lot of beautiful textiles, like walking through rooms that are draped with textiles, kind of really like a journey into the middle of things. There's just this feeling of movement in your dreams, and almost again that kind of imagery of the unseen beast. Okay, but it's not scary. It's just something that is very primal. Okay, I don't think it's like this like scary traumatic kind of feeling, but it's like a primal, like pulsating, like growing, kind of frenzied lust or something like that. You know, just a lot of creativity coming to a head. And I feel like if you can, you know, just kind of shut yourself off from most things, do your regular work, do the things you got to do around the house, but also allow yourself a good amount of time to just indulge in these feelings and these, you know, this kind of pulling towards making things, creating things, growing things, taking naps in the evening, you know, or late afternoon, or, you know, splendering in drinking a cup of coffee in the quiet, or listening to music really loud and dancing, and, you know, just all these kinds of things that really make life that, you know, a little more sweet, right? Also, we have a Z, okay, and then what looks like a P. So some kind of word with a Z, maybe a name, and then we have a P. I don't know, maybe ZP or PZ. We have this kind of twisted candle of illumination. I also have what looks kind of like a dervish here. I'm trying to see if I can, it looks like a dancing, spinning dervish. So this is always a sign of that higher, devoted, beloved connection to the divine, the agape. And with these dreams, with these feelings of, you know, great love and fulfillment and creativity, and, you know, just shifting change, and the watery feeling of the moon, a bit surreal. All of this stuff just, it really speaks to me of that kind of ecstatic, beloved love of like a Saint Teresa, or, you know, the saints or the Sufis, or all of these kind of highly devoted peoples. And you know, you too have that devotion. And then I wanted to just look at this one. This one to me looks like, and I'm just going to try to, it looks like an angel reaching up to this spiritual, metaphysical place. So I do believe that it is important for you to do some kind of, if you keep an altar, making some kind of votive item, maybe offering a fruit, making an offering out in your yard space, you know, to the animals, maybe feeding the animals, putting some flowers out there for the pollinators, something, you know, it could be prayer. It could be prayer, meditation, just sitting with the divine energy, you know, using your dream spaces to connect with the beloved, with, you know, whatever spiritual intelligence that you feel activated and kinship with right now. But whatever it is, I think that there's really just this real potent, direct line to that divine source, and definitely a good time to indulge that. I keep saying indulge. It really is this vibe of, okay. And so we have a little heart here. So this just tells me, and actually this is kind of, little clusters that create a heart as well. So I think this is really about this unification, coming together of the different parts of self, you know, really having a deep empathy for yourself, not getting stuck on what I should be doing, who I should be, how I should be doing things, what do people think, you know, all that kind of stuff, pushing it away, enjoying who you are, what you are, you know, in your fullness, allowing yourself to be whatever it is that you need to be in that moment, and really embracing that. I think that is really one of the big keys to having this higher form of love with the divine, because that relationship starts with ourselves. Okay. All right. Virgo, I'm going to get outside right now. It is, I think, about 11 o'clock at night. The full moon is shining bright, and I'm going to go outside and I'm going to harvest some chamomile. I'm going to get my husband up from whatever he's doing. I'm going to have him come out there and join me. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to say thank you for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to bring these messages to you. I truly, from the deepest part of my heart, just feel so very blessed to be able to connect with so many people. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps with the engagement, and that gets us to more people to, you know, grow the channel and get the message further and further out. So if you want to leave a comment, that's also good for engagement. But more importantly, I love reading each and every message. I try to get back to them as soon as I can. The summer has been very busy, so sometimes it takes me a day or, you know, maybe 2 days at the very most, but that hasn't really happened too much. You know, honestly, some of the sharing that has gone on, the kind words, the love, the energy between myself and some of you, or just witnessing you say kind things to each other, being supportive of one another, that it fills my heart. It really does. And then what was the other thing? If you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. I just don't want you to miss the videos. You know, every week I read once for each sign, and so you can watch your other placements. You can do cross-watching, which is where you watch the readings for your loved ones, your kids, your significant other, you know, whatever. And, you know, I welcome you to do that as well. So I want to thank you, and we will talk again really soon.